What is up? Welcome back to another Zach Vice Power Rankings. So today, I don't have any shorts today, so this is going to be my only video today. Hope you guys are okay with that. It's about, 10:30 right now where I am or something. Well, I'm going to be posting this at that time. We're just going to jump into this video because I got to get ready because I got to do more videos tomorrow. Yeah, number 30. Gonna put them back there because the Angels are not a good team. They went 1-2 against Houston, 1-2 against Texas. No, wait, did they play Houston? No, they didn't, I don't think. But they went 1-2 against whoever else they played. It might have been 0-3 actually, but yeah, the Angels are not good. Next up, number 29, we got the Kansas City Royals. 1-0 against Philadelphia. 0-3 against Baltimore. And 1-2 against, someone. But the Royals are proven that they are by far the worst team in the American League Central. We saw Detroit have a good week. We saw the White Sox do okay. We saw the Twins have a good week. Angels went 1-2 against the Twins. But the Royals are just terrible. They are proving why they're the worst team in the American League Central. They're not the worst team in the American League. The Angels are. But, yeah, Royals, not good. Next up, number 28, we have the New York Mets. Mets go 2-1 against the Royals, actually. And then they go 0-3 against the red-hot Boston Red Sox. No pun there, pun intended, but yeah, this team stinks. Like, they're terrible. And I've seen people that think they're going to go over 500 the rest of the year. They're 40-56. People think they're going to finish at 78-84 and finish in 4th or 3rd in this division. I'm like, you high or something? Like, what are you on? But no, they're finishing in last. It's not going to be close. It's going to be like 10 games or something. Number 27. This might be the biggest, one of the biggest fallers over the past few weeks. The Athletics, 9-game losing streak. They go 0-3 over the weekend against Chicago White Sox, which you would like to see them, if they wanted to get back in this hunt for not only the playoffs, but for the division, they needed to go 5-1 this week. They needed to go 2-1 against Detroit at the beginning of the week. No, they go 0-6 against Detroit, and White Sox going 0-3 against Detroit beginning of the week. This team is horrible. They might be worse than the Angels at this point. At the end of the year, I wouldn't be shocked if this team finishes in last place. Next up, number 26. Got the Colorado Rockies. I mean, they're better than they were at the end of last year. At this point last year. But they're 39-59 or whatever. I can't really see anything. They went 1-2 against the Dodgers. That's good. They could have actually, swept. I actually was shocked that they didn't go 2-1 or 3-0. They should have swept the Dodgers. Then they go 1-3 against San Francisco. Basically all those games were close except for the first one. They could have gone 2-2, 3-1. But they didn't. They're probably the worst team in the National League West. Number 25, we were just talking about them. We got San Fran. They went 1-2 against Toronto at the beginning of the week, and then obviously 3-1 against Colorado. San Fran, not much better than Colorado, but they are better. At least they have Colorado does have good pieces, but San Fran has better pieces, even though Logan Webb has been really bad this year. All their other guys Devers are having a down year. Chapman, Adames, they have some decisions to make at the deadline here if they want to trade those pieces or hold off. Next up, we got Toronto at the lowest point I think that they've been this year. They might have been number 25, one of the first power rankings of the year because I was very low on them. I know this team is horrible. They are not good. They are not a playoff team. This is not a postseason team. Does not look like a team that went to the World Series last year. This is a last-place team right now. They are the worst team in the American League East. They are last in the East, which a month ago, we would have been like, the Red Sox aren't last? No. It's the Blue Jays, and I don't think that's changing. Is it maybe because I'm an Orioles fan? Maybe. The Orioles are better than the Blue Jays. If you look at every statistical category, maybe except for rotation ERA or something, the Orioles are way better than the Blue Jays. I don't care about the 4-3 season series. The Orioles choked like 2 5-0 leads. This team is terrible. Next up, another terrible team. San Diego. They went 2-2 against Arizona, 2-1 against Toronto, but they suck too. They're gonna finish third in this division. They're, I think, right now at 500, 48, which is like 6 games out of a wild card. So yeah, that's not good. Next up, Reds. They have fell big time. This week was no different. They continue to not win in their division. Like, if the Reds wanted to get back in this race, they needed to have a big week. But no, they do their typical 1-2 series against the division team in the Cubs. Over the weekend, beginning of the week, they went 1-2 against the Phillies. This Reds team is just terrible. They had one of the worst run differentials in baseball. It's in line with teams like the Royals, teams like the Rockies, teams like the Athletics. Like, they're just not a good team. Number 21. I dropped them a little bit here. I just don't think they're built anymore. I don't think they're really that good anymore. Am I being a little overdramatic because they got swept by the Yankees? Maybe. But, like, this team, like, I don't think they're built for the playoffs. I don't think they're making the playoffs. They did go 2-1 against Houston at the beginning of the week, but yeah, they're probably not. They'll probably still finish in 4th, which is a big, like, they'll probably finish around 79, 80 wins. They'll be around that 500 mark, in my opinion, actually. But yeah, next up, we got those Houston Astros. They went 1-2 against Washington, 1-2 against Texas, 2-4 week, and if, like, this was the prime opportunity for Houston. You would have really liked to see them go, like, 5-1 this week. They had such a good opportunity with Seattle having a rough week. You played Texas. Like, Minnesota's hot now. Boston's red hot. Like, Baltimore won a few in a row. And Detroit's hot. You needed to stay in this race. What do? They just have 2-4 week. You can't have those type of weeks. Next up, number 19, we got one of the hottest teams in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. Even though they did go 1-2 against Philadelphia, they went 3-0 against the worst team in baseball right now, the Athletics. Tigers, they've climbed themselves out of the hole. Like, they haven't fully dug themselves out, but they're close. They're very close to being out of the hole. All they need to do is just, I know the first 2 series that they have after I think I know every series they have after before the deadline. It's the Angels, Cubs, Royals, Orioles. This is the perfect opportunity. You play the Angels. You need to sweep that series. Play the Cubs. If you win that, you're in good position. Then you play a team like the Royals for 4 games. If you sweep that, like, and you, like, win all, and if you sweep the Angels and stuff and win the series over the Cubs, you're at 500. And then the Orioles come to town, and that's going to determine if you sell. I think they should still buy. I don't think they should trade Skubal. Maybe that's all I take, but I don't think it is. Next up, number 18, playing better ball. Or should I say just good ball lately, last couple games. Even though it didn't start good against the Cubs going 1-2. They demolished the Royals over the weekend, so that's good. In a 3-game sweep. Yeah, so Orioles right now, 4th place. I still think, like, they're only 2 games out of the playoff spot behind the Mariners and Twins. I think this team will miss the playoffs if they don't get pitching. If this team doesn't get pitching, they are screwed and they will finish at 500. This will be just a 500 team. Nothing better. And next up, we have the hottest team in baseball, the Boston Red Sox. Yeah, they're red hot. 9 straight wins. They swept the White Sox and Mets. And they barely allowed any runs against the White Sox. Yeah, the Red Sox climbed out of the hole, only half a game back now, and they're turning from hard sellers. Like they were like a few weeks ago, everyone was talking about the Red Sox being number 1 sellers. Like they're talking about where's Chapman's gonna go, where Peterson's gonna not Peterson, where Gray's gonna go. Like they were talking about all that, but now they're like, this team might be buyers, and I think they should be. Number 16, Pittsburgh Pirates. 1-2 against Atlanta, 3-0 against Milwaukee. That's a series from a playoff caliber team right there. Sweeping the Milwaukee Brewers. And the Pirates, 50-47. Like, that's a playoff team. But not in the National League, you're not. They're like 4 games back. Next up, we got the Minnesota Twins at number 15. They're red hot. 7-3 in the last 10. 2-1 against the Angels. 2-1 against Cleveland. This team is becoming a good team. Yeah, they're tied with Seattle for the last wild card spot. Will this continue? Probably not. Do I want it to continue? No. But yeah, it's good for them because everyone likes to hate on them for being terrible, even though they've kind of been under the radar this year. Next up, I think the biggest faller of the week, Seattle Mariners. Yeah, they did the thing again. They have they have a good week the next week. And they have a good week, and then immediately the next week, they match it with the exact opposite record. They go 5-1 last week, 1-5 this week against Florida teams. They go 0-3 against Miami, 1-2 against Tampa. Yeah, this team is just absolute dog shit right now. Under 500, tied with the Twins for the last wild card spot. If this team does not start playing up to their standards, they will miss the playoffs. And their thing is they're only a game and a half out behind Texas, which is just insane. Number 13, I finally did drop them. I had enough of their crap about them losing. 1-4 against Milwaukee, 2-1 against Atlanta. Like, it just makes no sense. Like, they get destroyed by Milwaukee. Well, they really didn't get destroyed. A lot of those games were 1-run. I think 3 of them were 4-3. Then they go and they beat Atlanta. I had enough of their crap, though. I moved them out of the top 2 rows. But I still think this is a playoff caliber team. I find them. I'm buying heavy at the deadline. Because they're still in contention. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they were the top wild card. If they just did what they did at the beginning of the year. Next up, we have the Chicago White Sox at number 12. I might have dropped them. That's because they played the Ass A's. I think that's their new name, the Ass A's. They went 3-0 against them. They're 0-3 against the Red Sox. That's why. I'm not moving them up for getting swept by Boston and beating the Ass A's. Yeah, they're surprising me. Surprising everyone, probably. If you would have told me the White Sox would be in the top 2 rows at the All-Star break, I would have called you high on meth. I didn't think this team was anything but 4th or 5th because I thought them and the Twins were going to be competing for last. I did not think it'd be the 2 teams I thought would be at the top in the Tigers and Royals. Well, it's really the Royals, but yeah. Number 11. Man. The second I write them off, they decide to bring me back. I was still writing them off after the first series of the week, going 2-2 against San Diego, a team you want to beat in this National League West. Then 3-0 against the Dodgers, which I loved. I hate the Dodgers so much. But yeah, they are a damn good team now. They're starting to come back. I think I said it. They're a damn good team. Next up, we got Cleveland at number 10. So Cleveland went 1-2 against Minnesota, 3-0 against Miami. Miami, like, they're hot, and then they have a setback. Like, a lot of those games, all of them were close, so I think those are evenly matched teams, actually. I mean, Miami's probably better, it's just they had an off series. Number 9, we got those Marlins. As I said, 0-3 against Cleveland. But at the beginning of the week, they did the reverse, 3-0 against Seattle. They went 3-0 against Seattle, 0-3 against Cleveland. 500 week. We'll see how they respond after the All-Star break. I don't know who they play. It's probably like they're gonna have games against the Braves. They're gonna have games against the Phillies. They're gonna have games against the Nationals. If they win those, they could be in first place in this division. If they win series over the Braves, if they win series over the Phillies, if they win series over the Nationals, they will be a first place team. Like right now, they're in the third wild card, which I did not expect after this team was in last place on June 1st. Like, that's just crazy. Next up, we got Texas Rangers, number 8. I hate them. 2-1 against the Angels, 2-1 against Houston. I hate them. They played 2 shit teams, but I had to move them up, unfortunately. I don't like them. I don't like that they're in first place. I don't like that they're 49-47. But yeah, unfortunately. Or 49-48 or whatever the hell their record is. Next, we got New York Yankees. Maybe I was a bit aggressive last week or week before, whatever it was. I moved them down to like number 12 or something, number 13. But they're not as bad as that, obviously. They went 2-2 against Tampa. And then they went 3-0 against Washington. So, that's how a good team responds. After a little rough stretch there. Well, not a little. It was a bad stretch. They lost like 10 in a row. But yeah, they always do this every year. They have one really bad stretch, and then they follow it up with this. Number 6, we got the Chicago Cubs. Maybe I'm being a bit aggressive with them after just beating the Reds. But, again, I forget who they played at the beginning of the week. I know that they won the series, I think. I think they won the series, but if they didn't, hallelujah, I don't care. Well, yeah, whatever. But yeah, this team is just, they're playing good ball. They deserve to be here. Number 5, we got the Philadelphia Phillies. They are just, like they're closing the gap on the Braves. I just don't like it. 0-1 against Kansas City. I don't know who else they played, though. Who else the Phillies play? Oh, they went 2-1 against Detroit over the weekend. And I forget who else they played, but they won the series. I'm pretty sure it might have been I forget. Might have been Chicago, actually. I don't know. Fuck, I forget. Whatever. Next, Atlanta Braves. 2-1 against Pittsburgh, 1-2 against St. Louis. 500 week. That's what they've been lately. I really want to see them have, just go on a crazy streak of just, 10 in a row or something. And then, bolster them back into, top 2 in the league with the Dodgers. Next, number 3, Milwaukee. Maybe I should move them down a little bit, because even though they did go 4-1 against St. Louis, they had a 4-4 week. They went 0-3 against Pittsburgh. That's just not good. And they got hammered by Pittsburgh today. It was 15-5 or something. Next, number 2. Contemplated them 1, but just decided no. So the Rays went 2-2 against the Yankees, 2-1 against Seattle for a 4-3 week going into the deadline. The only American League team in the top 6, which is probably what it's going to be. Maybe for the rest of the year, I don't know. Number 1, they have another week like this, they're not number 1 anymore. It's gonna be the Rays. But they went 1-2. I'm at 2-1 against Colorado, 0-3 against Arizona. They could have got swept by Colorado too, or bare minimum lost the series, which they should have. But with that being said, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the sub button. We're trying to get to 450 subs by July 16th, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Goodbye.